Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I hope you all are fine and doing well. Uh, because of some problems, I couldn't upload your class session in last week, so I'm sorry for that. So inshallah, I will try to cover it this week or in coming weeks, inshallah. As we have discussed major topics regarding international business, there are still some topics which we need to go through, which are very important for your international business subject, which is also very important for your international business. Nowadays, we have discussed globalization, so we all know about productions and global production in these things. So basically, overall, this two sessions will be based on where to produce, which country to choose for production of your product, why you need to choose that country, where you need to move your plant and machinery in your company or your production site, what are the reasons behind moving from one country to another country in order to produce product there, what are the challenges or hidden cost or hidden problems in that country, which you might not be aware of that, and what are the factors that push companies or pull companies to leave a country and go to another country and invest there and produce in another country. For example, let's say iPhone is designed in California, produced in China. Why they produce it in China? What's the reason behind producing iPhone in China? Why they are not producing iPhone in, for example, Thailand? Why they're not producing it in United States? Why they're not producing it in any European country? Why they are not producing it in any Arabic countries? Why they are not producing? So these are questions which need to be solved in these sessions. So the reasons that these companies are moving from one country to another, we can easily say that they are low labor wage, there is availability of technology, availability of resources, no restrictions on foreign direct investment, which we have discussed, low tariffs or tax, income tax, incentives. The government is giving them more opportunity, supporting them. There are many reasons that different authors have discussed in different books. So there are many reasons that are pushing a company. For example, if you're operating in Afghanistan and they have increased the tax, income tax, other tax as well, so it enables you to leave the country and go to another country in order to invest there. So high restrictions, rules and regulation, changes in rules and regulations enable a company to leave and go to another country where they can produce a quality product at a lower price. Nowadays, as we have discussed in last few years, Bangladesh is doing a very good, and many companies, especially textile industries, are operating in Bangladesh. Recently, or a few years before, I think Japanese Japanese freezers company have moved to Bangladesh because they can produce the same quality of freezers with a lower price. So that's why same thing happened with the textile industry. So if you're buying a suit or a jeans or a shirt, the same quality shirt, you can produce it with a cheaper price in Bangladesh compared to other countries. As you can see, Nike shoes are produced in Vietnam, other countries. You see Zara produced in Bangladesh and India, and now Turkey is somewhere as well, some companies, especially for dairy farm like milk, yogurt, cheese, these things. Turkey is a good destination for many European countries because Turkey export a lot of dairy products to European countries. So there are many other reasons as well, so we will go through each and we'll discuss what happened. That's a first example, a case where it's Amazon Kindle, which is ebook reader where you can read books online. this company was planning to make this ebook reader. So they have moved from one country, they have produced the chip in one country, they have produced the screen in another country, they have produced some other products in another country, based on the cost effective, based on quality, based on experience, based on this. So finally they had many what we call it competitors as well. So in order to have a to reduce the price of the product and compete with the competitors, they were supposed to produce this product at a lower price with a good quality. So that's why they have tried to produce different parts in different countries based on their absolute advantage, if they are having a good advantage, in which we have discussed in theories of international business. So that's why they have moved from their production to different countries, and they have assembled it, and they have tried to be compete their competition in order to, and also attract their customers. So that's overall about this case. So we will discuss, we will read it. So it's so we will read, and it will be clear for you. So let's see. When online retailer Amazon.com, so you all know what is Amazon, invented its revolutionary ebook reader, the Kindle, the company had to decide where to have it made. So where? Now the decision is where you need to produce the product. Guiding the decision was an understanding that if the product was going to be successful, it had to have that magic combination of lower price, high functionality, high reliability in design, elegance. So if you want to be compete in the market, you need to have these features. So over time this has only become more important as competitors have emerged. These have included Sony with various readers, Barnes Noble with its Nook, and most notably Apple with its multi-purpose iPad. So you see that they are facing a high competition with the company Sony, with the iPhone company with its iPad, and also their Sony various readers that they are having different products Sony companies have as well. So in order to produce good quality product, high functionality, high reliability, in very good design at a lower price, so they can compete with iPhone and Sony, they have decided to produce different product, different what we call it, different parts of this product in different countries. They have contracted with different companies. So why? In order to achieve these functions, in order to achieve these things. So if they can't achieve this, imagine if they even achieve high functionality, high reliability in design, elegance, but they can't achieve lower price, so it will be expensive compared to iPad and Sony, so they can't compete in the market. So that's why it's very, very important for companies to be for the Amazon, it was very important to follow these line, that the product needs to have these features, and also the products needs to have a lower price, so they can compete with the Sony and iPhone. So what happened? Amazon goal has been to aggressively reduce the price of the Kindle so that it both has an edge over competitors, and it become feasible to have a couple lying around the house as a sort of digital library. So that's the reason. So they want to reduce the price so they can have edge over competitor, they can have a competitive advantage against their competitors, and also they can have a digital library for couples, for families that they are looking for, that they are trying to have a e-reader, and they can easily read books, many books. So that's why. Now Amazon designed the Kindle in a lab in California, precisely because this is where the key research and development experts were located. So they have designed it in California because their research experts professional were located there. So now this research design has been done in California. One of the Kindle key component, the ink, the tiny micro capsule beats use its display were designed in are made by E-Ink, a company based in Cambridge, which is in United Kingdom. So this small component, small micro capsule, is a very small tiny part, was produced in Cambridge. Much of the rest of the value of the Kindle, however, is outsourced to manufacturing enterprises in Asia. The market research firm iSupply estimated that when it was introduced in 2009, the total manufacturing cost for the Kindle to run about $185. The most expensive single component was display, which cost about $60. So although the display used E-Ink's technology, there were no American firm with the expertise required to manufacture a best table electrophoretic, so they couldn't produce it. So that was the expensive single component. So other were small what we call it small components were costing less. The only single component that cost a lot was its display, which cost $60. So you see that they have designed it in California because of research and development, availability of experts on this field. So if they don't for example design there, and they design in some other countries that they don't have experts in research and development, so what will happen? The cost will increase and they waste their time. So that's why they have decided. The next component, which is a micro capsule, which beats in its display, is a very small tiny small component part. So they have produced it in Cambridge, United Kingdom, which they can produce it. Then they come to display. So that's why then they have outsourced other manufacturing enterprises to the Asian countries. Now let's see. Display that will show an image even when it's not drawing on battery power. This technology is central to Kindle because it's allow for very long battery life. Because people are reading more books, so they need a battery that lasts for long, because they're going for a trip, they're going for a picnic, they might not have access, for example, to the electricity or whatever. They're going out for 1 day or 2 day or 1 night, or for example whole day. So they need the e-reader needs to have a very high battery capacity where they can read more books whole day. So that's why they have used this technology in order to increase the battery life. So ultimately Amazon contracted with a Taiwanese firm, Prime View International, to make the display. Prime View had considerable experts in the manufacturing of LCD and was known as efficient and reliable manufacturing. So imagine, they have designed it in California. They have given the ink tiny micro capsule to a company in Cambridge, a display which were costing $60. They have given it to a very big company, which is a Prime View International, which are very good in making LCDs, and they're very reliable in manufacturer, a very good company, efficient. So they have given it to a Taiwanese firm. Estimates suggest that 40 to 50% of the value of display is captured by E-Ink, with the rest of going to Prime View. After the display, the next most expensive component is the wireless card that allow the Kindle to connect to Amazon digital bookstore through a wireless link. The card cost about $40. So the first one, display, cost $60. Next one is $40. Novotel Wireless, a South Korean enterprise that has developed considerable experts in making wireless chipsets for cell phone manufacturers, product this component. The card includes a $13 chip that was designed by a company in San Diego. This too is manufactured in Asia. So now imagine they have also moved it to another company in Asia. So that's another. This is to manufactured in Asia. So the brain of the Kindle is an $8.64 microprocessor chip designed by Texas based Freescale Semiconductor. Freescale outsourced its chip making to foundries in Taiwan and China. They have moved this product to China. Another key component, the lithium polymer battery, cost about $7.50 and is manufactured in China, and some out of total manufacturing cost of about $185. Perhaps 40 to 50 is accounted for by activities undertaken in the United States by E Ink, Qualcomm and Freescale, with the remainder being outsourced to manufacture in Taiwan, China and South Korea. So you see that a single product is produced in multiple locations. So you see a company which is a product which is designed in United States, some parts are manufactured in Taiwan, some parts is manufactured in China, some of them are manufactured in South Korea, and some of them are manufactured in United Kingdom. So you see a single product manufactured in different destination or in different locations based on cost, quality and reliability as well. So if you are planning for a product, if you are planning to have a product produced, for example, in one country and also some part are produced in another country, why? In order to achieve good quality product, reliable product at a lower price. So this is the overall objective. So you need to have a quality product at a lower price. So whether if it's Pakistan, for example, whether if it's India, whether if it's Turkey, whether if it's China, any country which is a good destination, they can produce a product for you at a good quality product at a lower price. Definitely you need to move there and you produce your product. So that's why you see that companies are moving from one country to another, or they're shifting their production site, or even they have moved their production whole company, plant, everything to produce there. Sometime you can just contact a company and you can just what we call it, you can produce it by some other companies, but if it's good for you. So I think in entrepreneurship we have discussed or you will discuss, I'm not sure, that acquiring already established business. Do you want to have an established business, you want to have your own business, or you want to have a contract with someone else to produce your product? The plant, everything, machinery is there, they just produce for you, produce for other product. All has its own advantages and disadvantages as well. So that's all overall case regarding Amazon Kindle, which you can see if you check Amazon e-reader in Google. So you will see the design and everything of the product. So you see that they have produced each component in different countries based on their reliability, quality and lower price. Now let's come to introduction. There are many companies. Why companies, as I have discussed on my introduction to this video, that why companies are produced in different locations, what are the barriers, problems that they are facing, value of maintaining operations in different parts, and other questions will be solved in this session, in this class. So a trade barrier fall in global market develops. Many firms increasingly confront as a set of interrelated issue. First, where in the world should production activity be located? That's the question. So if you are in United States, where you need to have your production activities, which countries you want, why, reasons behind all. Should they be concentrated in a single country, or should they be dispersed around the globe? Matching the type of activity with the country difference in a factor cost, tariff barriers, political risk, and like to minimize cost and maximize value added. So you see that these we have already discussed: tariff barrier, political risk, and we have discussed all these things. Second, what should be the long-term strategy role of foreign production sites? So what is your long-term strategy? If you're planning producing in China nowadays, as we see many companies are leaving China because of high wages. Slowly they have increased the wage. So some companies are leaving China and they are moving to Taiwan and other South Korea, these companies, so in order to reduce. So you need to have a long-term strategy as well. Should the firm abandon a foreign site if factor cost change, moving production to another more favorable location, or is there value to maintain an operation at a given location even if underlying economic condition changes? So you need to have this question: if there is any factor change, economic change, anything, will you be able to move the production to another location, or you will maintain in the same country? That's the question which you need to answer by yourself, and you need to think, yes, I need to move if there is a problem, if there is a high tax, or if I can't survive, then if I don't have any other option to leave, definitely I must leave the country and go to another country. Third, should the firm own foreign production activity, or it's better to outsource those activity to independent vendors? So that's another question which you need. Do you want to own the company that producing this product, or you just want to have a contract with someone, some other companies, that they will produce this product for you? So this is a question you need to see, you need to find the answer, and you need to think which is more beneficial for you. Is it more important that you invest, for example, $1 million in a plant, in machinery, or is it better for you to just contract with another company that they have already invested this much money? You can contract them and contact them and do a contract that I need these products, so they will produce for you. So fourth, how should a globally dispersed supply chain be managed, and what is the role of internet-based information technology in the management of global logistics? So how you manage all these things from one country to another? So that's a question. Which fifth, should the firm manage global logistics itself, or should it outsource the management to enterprise that specialize in this activity? So regarding logistic, you need to manage your own self, or you just need to give it to another company to send it to you? Because there are some companies that they are doing, like they, for example, they are making cameras and these things. They don't have any plant in machinery, they don't have nothing. They just give the design to a company, then they have a contact with another company that transport them to their location, their warehouse, then they distribute it, sell it online and distribute it to different cities. So everything is done by other companies, outsource. They outsource their transportation, they outsource their logistic, they outsource their productions, and that's it. They are just doing everything. They are not having their own plant, machinery, staffs, everything. So they just have idea, they have product, and they are produced, labeled by another company, and they can sell it to different customers in different part of the world, and they can send them, or even in their own country they can post to their homes. So that's why these activities are very important. So the example of Amazon Kindle discussed in the opening case touch upon the sum of these issues. Like many modern product, different component of the Kindle are manufactured in different location to produce a reliable, low cost product. In choosing who should make what component, Amazon was guided by the need to keep the cost of the device low so that it could price aggressively in print competitor in the digital reader market. For example, Amazon picked Prime View of Taiwan to make the display screen precisely because that company is among the best in the world at this kind of manufacturing. For Amazon to secure a competitive advantage against intense competition, it had to make the correct choices. So that's why. So if you are competing with a very big competitor, if you are competing with another company, so you need to be very very serious regarding your product. So you need to be very very careful. Why? What are unique features of your product? What is your difference? What is the difference between your product and your competitors? So if they are producing good quality product, you need to find. So that's why you see Prime View of Taiwan is a very good company to make displays. So Amazon have contracted to make the display with the very world because of reliability, because of experience, because of quality as well. So you can find it because of the quality, everything, reliability they have contacted. So in order to have, if you are producing the same kind of product with the same feature, with the same quality at a lower price, definitely most customer will move to your uh, product. Definitely there is one thing as branding, but brand matters. But still, if you are competing in the market and you want to have a good quality product, you need to be very very serious, and you need to search which company you need to contact, why, in which part of the globe which company can produce good quality of product for you, and all these things. So that's another benefits of moving from one country to another. So now let me review what we have discussed. So in next class we will discuss where to produce, the factors, and the hidden cost in other part as well. So we have discussed the case regarding Amazon Kindle, where they want to produce. They have moved from one country to another. They have produced in design in one country, produced in 2-3 countries. Some parts produced in Taiwan, South Korea, China, and United States. So these are the questions which you need to answer before moving your production to another country. You need to have answer for these questions. If the country, for example, if you want to move from one country to another, that country might have a incentives or new rules and regulation for certain period of time, for 6 months, 1 year, 2 year. After that, cost might increase, income tax might increase, tax might increase. So what will be the option? Will you stay or will you leave? So you need to find answer for these questions as well. So that's very important when you are moving from one country another. These questions are very very important. So you need to have answer for this. So we have discussed the Amazon, what they have picked up different companies at different locations for their products. So next class we will discuss where to produce, and we will discuss country factor, technological factor, and product factor.